my name is Mary and I am one of the presidents of Framing the Future.
Framing the Future, previously known as Helping Hands, started off as a capstone project in 2019, initiated by my friend Azra and I. We are a nonprofit, youth-led, and people-centered organization. Azra and I decided to continue team activities after high school. Since then, we've hosted initiatives like online fundraisers, local book drives, donating care packages for youth with financial insecurities, COVID in house, and Turning Pages. Turning Pages is our social-centered and youth-led children's books initiatives by youth for everyone. We believe in reframing education and challenging norms, diverse representation, equity, and community. Our books so far have talked about race, culture, and ableism.
I was born and raised in Cebu. My family and I immigrated here when I was about 9 years old, and I was praised for adapting quicker and better than the rest of my siblings, but that also meant that I was more susceptible to losing my cultural identity. Girls also encounter a unique set of challenges, and Kenna's birthday wish tackles a very similar idea. Kenna, as a young Asian girl, notices that no dolls in the store looked like her, while her white friend was able to find one like her. We worked with 3 resilient and talented Filipino women who played foundational roles in fulfilling our team purpose and team goal. In this National Women's History Month, they talk about their experiences and growth in relearning how to celebrate their identity as young Filipino women.
Meet Taylor, Samantha, and Michaela.
I'm Taylor Barbosa, the author for the children's book Black Identity. Prior to the whole process of making the book, I volunteered to write it, while given the prompt, Fostering Cultural Harmony, to compose an educational children's book. Once I was selected to write the book, I began to collaborate with fellow editors and an illustrator. Though the premise of this project was for me to write a children's book based on a given prompt, this story remains extremely personal to me. As a second-generation immigrant growing up in Canada, I was often more accustomed to Western culture rather than my Filipino one. At certain points of my childhood, I felt alienated from my heritage because I had never actually experienced the lifestyle of a traditional Filipino household, which often made me question how Filipino I am. While writing this book, my team and I would share our own personal stories regarding our cultural identities, since the majority of us are all immigrants in Canada. From these discussions, I learned that many of us are not alone. We've all faced a time where we either felt embarrassed or out of touch with our culture. It's funny though, because all of us truly appreciate the many cultures we have in our society, but when it comes to ours, that's when it gets hard. It's a very internal battle, but the more open discussions we have, the easier it gets to embrace who we are. I am so proud of the impact that this book has made on many immigrant children. Making people feel seen and heard was the best outcome from this whole journey.
Hello, my name is Samantha Santos, and I had the honor of being in charge of the line work for the illustrations of Framing the Future's first children's book, Kenna's Birthday Wish. Working on this project was a first for me, but I had a blast being able to work with Mika, the colorist, and the rest of the wonderful team. Throughout my time working on Kenna's Birthday Wish, I had some time to reflect and realize just how important the work we were doing was. I grew up in a more westernized culture with some Filipino influences, having immigrated to Canada from the Philippines as a toddler. Having grown away from extended family, not being able to relate much to common Filipino experiences, and having a lack of Tagalog speaking skills, I often had feelings of alienation towards my lack of Filipino-ness as a kid. However, I would always relish and find comfort in shows where I found any form of Filipino representation, whether that be character or actor or voice actor. So, being able to bring a story like Kenna's to life through illustration was very important to me, since I wish I had more material like this as I was growing up. I truly believe that everyone deserves to be properly represented in the media that they consume, and feel proud of their own cultural identity no matter their upbringing. And I hope that every child, or child at heart, knows that they are not alone in their experiences and that they are all heard and loved.
Hello, my name is Michaela, and I was one of the illustrators of Kenna's Birthday Wish, namely the coloring process and the likes. I had a ton of fun participating in the creation of the first establishment of the Turning Pages, and had the honor of working alongside Sam, who did the illustrations. Throughout the entire creation process, I felt that there was a lot of importance in the role I was given, and that time also gave me time to reflect on the different socio-cultural aspects of society that contribute greatly to children and how it influences them. I think that us collaborating to start the series would make it a lot easier for children to have a more positive experience regarding those influences. and that we hope that our stories make an impact in some kids' day, life, or even just for a split second. I've been surrounded with Filipino influences my entire life, and looking back on this project helped me reflect on how I might have lost my roots somewhere along the line because of how popular instances of media and the likes have portrayed something as more appealing. Being a Filipino woman in particular, looking at toys that did not represent me in an accurate way, I felt a connection to the story I was helping illustrate. Now, I feel much more connected in my own roots because I took the time to reflect personally on my own influences, and I hope this book helps some lost kids out there find their way back as well.
Turning pages and stories like Lost Identity are really meant to embrace that feeling of alienation and shape it into a tool of solidarity. This month, let's continue to thank, uplift, and celebrate our young Filipino women and girls.